Hello, my loves. Welcome into this Taurus new moon reading. This reading is for you if you are an Aquarius rising and or if 28 degrees, 26 minutes of Taurus shows up in your fourth house. If you have not already watched the introduction to this reading and you want to learn more about what it is that we're doing here and what we're talking about, it is linked in the description and popping up on YouTube. So fourth house is the area of your life that's being highlighted, pinged, focused on with this new moon cycle. And fourth house is the house of home, ruled by the fourth sign of the zodiac, which is Cancer. It deals with nurturing, family, youth, origins, and ancestry. It's a beautiful place to be having this Taurus energy, vibration, and archetype. So if you're using the whole house system, Taurus is the ruler of your fourth house, meaning all of the energies of the Taurus archetype are present here in this area of your life. Again, the Taurus energy is this beautiful vibration of earthy, loyal, domesticated, very determined energy. And it loves to be in this area. It loves to be focused in the home. Because Taurus energy is very oriented to the home as well. Taurus and Cancers for me are very close energetically, even though one deals with the physical aspects of the home, and the other deals with the emotional aspects of the home. So let's just talk a little bit about how this reading is going to move forward. The next section of the reading, we're going to be diving into an invitation for you to receive your own guidance. I will not be offering any interpretation for you. This is a message specifically for you that the Taurus new moon wanted to offer you, this physical practice, example, exercise in getting used to listening or getting a deeper connection to your listening through coming up with your own interpretation of what the cards are telling you. I'm using the Karma cards by Monte Farber, and they are a deck that just always speaks to the individual, and it's very rare that the reader will know the full extent of the message that's coming through. That's always true with all of the readings that I do, but particularly with this deck, it has that vibration and energy. And then we're going to be reviewing the card that came through from the Angel Therapy deck for the new moon in Aries, the double moon that we had. And we're going to be applying it to the human condition, and we're going to be moving it into the fourth house and understanding the card in the context of this area of your life and the human condition. So if you're not familiar with what the human condition is or what I'm talking about there, I do recommend going back and reviewing the introduction to this so that you can be caught up with what that entails. Now let's talk about these cards. I'll show you how to read them. So we have the moon card here, and we have the card for in Taurus, because in this new moon, the moon is in Taurus. And it's going to be in your fourth house, and we'll complete the sentence with the fourth house card. Here's how you read them. You're going to read across, okay? So you're going to read, the first sentence is defend your beliefs, and then we're going to finish it with this last card. The second sentence is accept the costs of. And the last sentence is, let your feelings tell you how to use the most direct way and ... Okay? First line is the spiritual message. The second line is the mental message. The last line is the physical message. So you're going to be listening for a ping, feeling for a sensation, being aware of any thoughts, images, ideas that you have in relation to one, two, or all of these sentences that we're about to reveal. And I do recommend pausing this video and getting a journal so that you can really put into physical form. Taurus is all about making things physical. You can put your thoughts into physical form, whatever's coming through for you. Really engage with this feeling, this understanding, this information that's coming through for you. Because again, I'm not going to be offering any interpretation with this card, with these cards, with these sentences. And the last advice is to relate it back to home, nurturing your family, ancestry, origins, you're getting a message in this area of your life. So just keep that in mind as you're listening for, feeling for that intuitive knowing of what is being communicated to you through these cards. So if you haven't already, closed your eyes, taken a few deep breaths, and really opened your heart to this experience of connecting with your intuition, hearing what your support team has to say to you, for you, with this message. You can do that now. You can call in your spiritual support team. I just ask that they be here in unconditional love of you and in support of your highest good and the highest good of all. Pause if you need more time to set yourself and get ready for this experience. If you need to go get your journal, go do that. And here is the in the fourth house completion of the sentence. So the first sentence now reads, defend your beliefs as you did in the past. Pause, journal, what is coming up for you? Did that resonate? If it did, it's time for you to interact with it in a deeper way. Write it down and pull out any of the sensations, feelings, memories, ideas, guidances that are coming through for you in relationship to that sentence before you move on. Next sentence is, and the first one was the spiritual message, now here's the mental message. Accept the costs of your home base or your family. And lastly, again, pause that, journal, engage with that message. If that resonated, take it further. Physical message is let your feelings tell you how to use the most direct way and do what makes you feel secure. What does that mean for you? What advice is that guiding you to do, especially in relationship to your home, your family, ancestry, and origins, and your youth? Okay? Pause and journal before you watch the second half of this reading. And now we'll review. So this card here is the card that came through for the Aquarius risings in the Aries new moon readings. Sorry, okay. The card says, it is time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desires. Ask Archangel Raphael or your support team to help you with this healing. And we got this message in the third house for you with the Aries new moon. And what was really coming through at that time was that you may have addictions to technology, to communicating negatively, and that you were being invited to talk about your addictions and to use the understanding of the human condition to help support you in healing away your addictions. Now we move this guidance and information and understanding into the fourth house. So you're healing away your addictions and you're looking particularly at how that relates to your family. So, and your home. So any addictions that are influencing your family or influencing your home life, you're going to want to look at those. You're going to want to address them. Here's the thing that really has become obvious to me through understanding this material of the human condition, the freedom content provided by Jeremy Griffith. Again, you can watch the interview to learn more or go to humancondition.com to download the free book. What I'm learning is that all of my addictions that I have, all the coping habits that I have, are coming from a place of not wanting to feel the upset that I have. And now that I've been able to feel it, address it, and understand it, explain it, and move on from it, my addictions don't offer me the same relief, the same support, the same coping. I don't have the same need for coping that I did when I didn't have this information and understanding. So the human condition is the upset that we're in as a species. We're psychotic and we're not neurotic. Psychosis breaks down to mean soul illness, and neurosis breaks down to mean mind illness. Our souls are ill because we, as a human species, had 10 million years of adapting in an environment that was altruistically oriented, loving, cooperative, selfless. And our childhoods, our infancy, involved being held, being fed, and being unconditionally loved from 0 to 6, full attention on us as we were developing. And the upset comes from experiencing a world that is not loving, cooperative, and selfless, and a home that is not loving, cooperative, and selfless. So as we focus on the 4th house for you with this new moon in Taurus, we're really talking about the trauma from what happened in your home, what happened in your family, what happened throughout your life, your origins. And we're understanding that your addictions are numbing you from feeling fully the pain because you don't have an explanation for it. Or the explanations that you come up with so far are too painful to face, right? Mainly that there's something wrong with you, and that's why you didn't get the love that you expected. That's why you didn't encounter a perfect world, is because you messed up and it's all your fault. That's the best that our mind can do. Or that everyone else is to blame and this world is messed up, right? That's the best that we can do, and that's too hard for us to face. It's not truth, but it's all that we have, and so we run from even addressing this upset because we don't have an explanation, and we'll just sink into a deep spiral of depression with those other 2 explanations that we've had up to this point. Now that we know that, of course, it's upsetting. Of course, our souls are ill. Our minds are ill. And it's part of a natural development of our species so that we can continue to integrate into larger, more stable wholes, which is the entire MO of the universe. Is to organize to form larger and more stable wholes. So the development of the intellect, which needed to learn and needed to be experiencing things outside of altruism so that it could understand the value of altruism. It's very powerful to help us adapt. It can make adaptations in the present moment, whereas genetic adaptation takes generations. So it's a very useful tool to help us develop and create larger, more stable wholes. But the last 2 million years that we've had to live through the development of the intellect and have to go through the experiences that are against our nature in order to understand, that has caused the psychosis and the neurosis. And well, that's caused the psychosis. That's called the soul illness. The neurosis comes from our mind not understanding. While it's still been trying to understand, it's been going through its own kind of illness because it's meant to understand. It's created to understand. But while it's still coming online, it doesn't get it. And so it makes up a story. Something's wrong with me. Or something's wrong with this world. Both of them are painful. And we run from it with our addictions. And with our validation seeking. We can even be addicted to validation seeking. You know, all the celebrities out there, all the superstars, they are really adept at seeking validation. And they're really running from the same thing that we are with our coping mechanisms and the way that we deal with it. It just looks different. It's more socially acceptable. But it's the same origin. So another thing I want to mention here is that ancestry is a part of this house. And I think it's important for you to understand that we have 10 million years of ancestry that is oriented towards love, selflessness, nurturing, compassion. And you have access to that. As you heal away your addictions, as you recognize that there are behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire, which is to engage instinctually, altruistically, you're going to be having a healing with your ancestry too. our ancestors from 12 million years ago. From 12 million to 2 million years ago, our ancestors have this beautiful altruistic orientation. And as you heal away your addictions, you're going to come back into resonance, connection, a deep understanding of your ancestors in a way that's beyond anything that we've known. And that's going to help you in this healing as well. I'm trying to keep these as short as possible. I know they're very detailed. The Taurus new moon really wanted to make sure that it got its time in the spotlight after the Aries double new moon and the solar eclipse. So let me know if you have questions. Let me know how this resonates. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors that universal light within you. Namaste.